Mema obi biara akwa baba Odeneho TV so say nani dey di kan wo hwe me a message say obe like no subscribe no share say afo front so ebenye bi ahwe abusuafo ye fa ye nchirim awo ye Kwasi Pratt akachi na abusua ɔde dia beto abontina Kwasi Pratt bu afu yi pa enye asemketo anini na eni say eye man Ghana na o kire say yato abama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say ombra na ombebu oman no na yamfa oman no anhyɛ ne nsa sɛ ɔmfa enye de ɔpɛ na abusua Kwasi Pratt ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ade a national security radar already ɛyɛ amanfoɔ no ɔwɔ sɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɛpɛ bibi na ɔyɛ fa ho na ɛno ɛnkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ national security ɛtumi ɛbobora nkurɔfo fie ɛkɔyɛ nneɛma a ɛnsɛm fata na ɛyɛ sɛ national security led by ɛyɛ Richard Jakpa ɛtumi bobora ɛyɛ King Ofori Atafie na afei nso ɔmo sanko bobora ɛyɛ Mr. Anderson fie no ɛyɛ ade a aha ne yie pa ɛnyɛ asɛnketo na abusua ɔkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɔmpɛ bibi na ɔnyɛ ɛmfa ne ho na ɔne mpanyinfoɔ ntena ase na ɔmo ho sɛdeɛ ɔmo de saa asɛm no ɛbɛfa na abusua ɔkyerɛ sɛ ntimi ɛwɔ sɛ ɛyɛ ɔmo kyerɛ Mahama sɛ ɔman no yɛto maa no yɛmfa ɔman no ambɛhyɛ ne nsa na abusua ne nsɛm no ne yɛnkɔgye ne nsɛm no nkyerɛ mu ne yɛba a mede aka nyinaa aba abɛsɔ wo so meda wase
to win election and therefore we have an entitlement. You have what entitlement? This country, and Senna, listen to me very, very well. We went to an election. We elected President John Dramani Mahama as the chief manager of the affairs of this country. We did not sell Ghana to him. Ghana does not belong to him. Ghana does not belong to the NDC. Ghana did not belong to it. That sometimes our courts are not even minded by the law. All of us have said that based on our practical experiences before. Now, if we have, how can we today simply justify an action because there's a court decision? Let's think about it. You understand? Let's think about it. So that's one point. This court warrant thing, I am not sure is sufficient justification for entering anybody's house or for doing any of the things which have been done. I'm not sure that simply obtaining a court warrant justifies things. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I'm simply not sure. Okay, that's one. Now, you know, in our days, well, I'm still alive, you understand. One of the protections that we had in those days was the habeas corpus law. Yeah. Habeas corpus law. So that if you are arrested unjustly and so on, your family or people related to you and so on can go to court on the basis of habeas corpus and request that the state should produce your body in court. It was some kind of a guarantee, especially in those days where there were extrajudicial killings and so on. The habeas corpus law became an important law for protection against the arbitrariness of the state. You understand? Then the PNDC passed the Habeas Corpus Amendment Law. Maza, one of the worst things that happened in the history of Ghana in terms of the application of the law and upholding the rights of citizens was the PNDC's passage of the Habeas Corpus Amendment Law. Do you know what that meant? Under the Habeas Corpus Amendment Law, if you are arrested and you file on the basis of habeas corpus and so on, all the state had to do was to come to court and say that you have been arrested for national security reasons. Finish, case closed. So it rendered the habeas corpus law inoperative, useless, completely useless. And people suffered for this. I don't want this to be ever repeated. So it was lawful for the state to refuse to produce your body in court. It became lawful. So if you're talking about what the law permits and so on, let us be guided by some of these things. You understand? Yeah. They are lawful, but is that the path we want to tread as a people? And so on. Now, I believe very, very strongly that the state institutions, including its investigative institutions and so on, ought to act according to law. Otherwise, we'll be thrown into the jungle. State institutions, especially the investigative authorities, the NIB, the CID, the so-called Yoko and so on, all of them ought to operate according to law. It's a very firm belief that I have. Even when they are dealing with murderers, even murderers have rights. Murderers, those who commit murder, have rights. And we cannot violate those rights simply because they are murderers and so on. We should understand that very clearly. So today, I asked myself, why was Henry Addison's house...
Ernest.
Is it Ernest?
Ernest Addison.
Well, forgive me, Master. There are so many names in the world, sometimes you can't get all of them right.
Yeah, that's right.
Why was Ernest Addison's house searched, raided? I don't know what words to use. I don't know. Do you know?
No.
Senator, do you know? I don't know. All the explanations that have been given and so on doesn't tell us anything about how and why the house was searched. You understand? So on what basis do I make a judgment? Master, on what basis do I make a judgment as to whether what happened was right or wrong, lawful or unlawful? We don't know anything. We are told that when they went to his house, and this is Afenyo Makin. Now, Afenyo Makin, I think sometimes he talks too much. He's so much in a hurry to talk that sometimes he leaves his brain behind. You understand? There's this gentleman who is talking, and what is he telling us? That when they went there were 3 official cars in the house. Okay? And that those 3 official cars were driven away, and later his drivers went and picked the official cars and so on. I'm asking myself, retired governor, what are 3 official cars doing in his house? He's not entitled to any official car. If he retires with the vehicle, it becomes his personal property. It is no longer an official vehicle. So if there are 3 official cars in his house, then something was wrong. But this information is coming from Afenyo Makin. Afenyo Makin. I can't believe it. 3 official cars. What were they doing in the former governor's house? Official cars. 3. Not 1, not 2. 3. Why? It doesn't end there. We are told that there were empty money boxes in the house.